Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today is Diversification Matters. We chose that topic because in this volatile market, in these unusual times, we've got a lot going on, and the diversification in our portfolios have been working extremely well and weathering the storm of this downturn.
Definitely.
So Adam, start us off here. We talked about how we've seen interest rates go down. The Fed had a cut, the impact of that, as well as other economic news. So talk about it.
Yeah, definitely not a dull week to start off. We got a plethora of topics to talk about today. One is crude oil prices. So we saw Saudi Arabia and Russia kind of have tensions. Saudi Arabia has cut prices over the weekend, and Russia will not cut their output even though there's a low demand due to the coronavirus. Right. So we're seeing a lot of tension right there.
Yeah, and when you attribute that as well, there, in terms of energy, there is a lot of conflicts going on between Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
definitely. The U.S. frackers really put a damper on their control of the market. Saudi Arabia wants to keep their control, and Russia's saying, let it run.
Right. So there is more here than just economic data. The politics are being played.
Exactly. Then we also saw the 10-year Treasury fall below 0.5%.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since it's done that. So we might see, the Fed meets again next week. Will they cut even lower? Mm-hmm. One good thing is we saw the jobs number. Now, of course, this was February numbers. This is before the coronavirus started spreading to the U.S. We don't want to overemphasize this, but it is important to look at. There's 273,000 jobs created, compared to a 175 consensus. And the reason why that matters is because we saw a lot of headway before all of this coronavirus started to break out. We saw a strong economy with the jobs, and one large number that we saw that we haven't seen in a long time is manufacturing. Mm-hmm. We saw a big increase. I think it was 15,000.
Right. It's always good to go into something like this. You never want to have a panic or have a coronavirus situation, but if it's gonna happen, you want to happen on strength.
Yes.
It's easier to weather these storms when you come from a position of strength. So seeing the jobs number in February being so strong gives you confidence that we can weather this storm better than most of the world. And the diversification, it's hard to remember in times like these when you see oil down 30%, but there's two sides to every trade.
Well said.
Exactly. So interest rates are down. That may hurt banks, but that's helping borrowers. Mortgage lenders may be being hurt, but mortgage borrowers, as our clients, the consumer. The U.S. consumer has been pushing this global economy. If you can cut interest rates, that helps the U.S. consumer. Oil prices may be down. That may hurt oil companies, but that also helps, again, the U.S. consumer. If you're out there driving, the price of the pump is down considerably and probably going to continue down. So maybe, and also airlines that have been hurt by travel, they're getting a really good boost from lower oil prices. So there's a give and a take, and you want to be very diversified when you look at the overall market. Right. From a market standpoint.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because people are going, wait a sec, that all sounds great, but what about my portfolio?
Definitely. Yeah. So from a market standpoint, we're looking at the S&P 500, and we're looking for support areas. So what that is, that's a price below where it currently is, where buyers have come in.
It's technical analysis.
Exactly.
We talk about at Five Plan Partners, we look at fundamental analysis, earnings, the economy, but then there's the technical analysis, which is kind of like the heartbeat of the market.
Really well put. And it tells us where buyers have come in or sellers have come in. So an area we're looking at the S&P is 2730. Now, why is that important? That's a low that was set back in the summer when the fear of the China trade war, remember China trade war, what really pushed markets down precipitously. There was
it's almost a V.
Yeah, it was a really spiked V, and we thought we might be going into recession. The economy was slowing, and we bounced back. Buyers came in at that level. So that's an area we're watching very closely, that 2730 on S&P. If we hold that, we feel like that'd be a strong indication that we may have set the lows for this cycle.
Yes.
And that would also be a roughly 20% drop from the peak of just a couple of days ago. And so typically when you don't go into prolonged recessions, the market doesn't fall further than 20%. So we're watching these closely to see if cooler heads can prevail.
Right, and we needed some pullback in the market.
That's right.
So the valuations on stocks at this point look a little bit better.
That's right. And it feels like it's gone down, and we're in unprecedented areas, but when you really pull back and you realize we're just at levels we were last summer. This isn't an all-time low. This isn't a recession low. This is a 8-month low.
Right.
And so something to kind of keep in mind when we're watching all the panic pushers on the TV.
Right. Yeah, well, that's well said. So, and that's why we do these vlogs, to give you information that can give you knowledge that will give you confidence to confront what's actually really going on out there in these volatile times. A lot of positives are taking place while we're hearing about the negatives. And so we hope you've gotten information that you can share with others, that you can apply for yourself. Please know that on diversification, that's why we recommend our clients are diversified in relation to their financial blueprint. And if they are way ahead of the game in their financial blueprint, these volatile times we work through and move forward. We will be keeping you updated. Continue to watch these vlogs. Follow us on social media for additional reports, and we're always available to have one-on-one conversations by phone or in person. Have a great week. Thanks for watching.